Hi everyone, welcome back to my Beach Angel Tarot Shop. I'm here to do my weekly reading for love, romance, and partnership for the week of March 19th through the 25th. And this week we will be going into the lunar eclipse, the full moon in Libra lunar eclipse. So I'm focusing on everyone in the law of attraction, and I'm going to be using my Angel Answers deck to start the reading. And then I got a new deck this week, and I absolutely love it. It is beautiful. The colors on it, it is the Oceanic Tarot for those deck enthusiasts, and I will show you the box. I'm in love with this deck. I'm not quite sure why I haven't got it before now. It's now another new favorite, and I am being guided to use it this week for my weekly readings. So I will most likely also be using it for my angel reading, I think. But I'm being guided to use it. I'm going to be using it for this reading for love as well. So as you can see, it is just very beautiful colors of a wave with the dolphin and the fish jumping out. So it's definitely me. So we're gonna get an opening message for everyone with the angel answer. So if you have a question, you can go ahead and ask to get an answer for a question specifically. But I'm just going to be using it as a focal point for our opening energy for this week. And I feel a sense of strength and compassion. Strong compassion. You know, compassion is soft, and you know the energies of strength coming in with it. It's an odd combination, but you know, compassion, strengthening, and wow, we have the card of you're ready. So you're ready to do something. You're ready to start a situation. Maybe you're not feeling prepared for something, but this is about love and romance, and it's interesting because this sort of looks like Isis energy when I look at the picture, and it also, you know, kind of looks like Kuan Yin to me. So I do again get the sense of strength and compassion coming from the visual on this card. So it's interesting. You're ready. You are ready. So you're ready to. There's some energy. There's new energies coming up here from this card, and again I feel a sense of strength and compassion, and I kind of see it like a profile. It looks like a profile, like going this way, something going this way, something going that way, and kind of being in the midpoint, but it's definitely saying their energy is ready. So maybe the energy is ready to shift, something's ready to move, and I felt, you know, strength and compassion, and I saw it there again. I felt the Isis energy in her headdress, and I felt the Kuan Yin just from the appearance of her silhouette there, and I just felt that same energy coming up from the card. It's interesting. So I'm focusing on everyone and love for this week's love energies and the law of attraction. And do keep in mind this is a general reading. Okay, they're saying no. So it comes up, and so the first card is, I'm going to be using my Angel 5 card placement, and the first card is what the angels want you to know about your love life this week, and we have loss, 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords is not the best card in the world to get, but do keep in mind this is the sword, so this is all about the mind, the thinking, the thoughts. So this is going to be, the energies are going to be surrounding thinking about loss, thinking about some sort of loss is what I'm getting from this. 7 is also a very spiritual connection, Yami, and spiritual energy as well. But I'm definitely getting that. And we can see a shark in the background of this card. So a lot of fears. So this is fears are causing loss because of, you know, the thoughts that it brings up, the negativity in the thoughts. I'm sorry. Is what I'm getting from this. So it's interesting. I'm kind of seeing the 3 of Swords here in the center. So that is about pain, and it can be about pain, but to me it's also the heart of the matter, and it's all about unconditional love and non-judgment. And then we're seeing on either side the 2 of Swords, and the 2 of Swords, as we know, are all about stagnation, but then in combination these are creating the 4 of Swords all around it. I'm getting it like kind of separated in my vision when I'm looking at it. And so the 4 of Swords is all about rest, recuperation, and healing. So I feel that the thought patterns that are going on are creating a loss. They're creating pains, and then stagnation, because of the pain, because you don't want to feel that pain. It comes up to be healed, but then we kind of stop it. We put a stop. We don't go any further. We just like, wait a minute. And we go into like a Four of the Swords energies where we take a retreat to heal a bit and to rest. So it's kind of showing all that. But ultimately, that is what they want us to know for the beginning of this week for love. And what they can see high above, you can't see down here, is the Nine of Pentacles. So gratitude. Energy of gratitude is coming up. Something that they can see high above that you can't see down here. And I see the turtle in the background. The turtles are interesting because they of course move slow. The energy is slower. But they are a land and water animal, and they also carry their home where they're at. So they're, they have their own stability, their own safety net, within themselves. So there may be a bit of that energy for a message for those that are guided. And they're definitely saying something they can see high above is that there is going to be more gratefulness, more gratitude exchanged and shared in the relationship, because it's forming the Four of Pentacles on either side, and that's all about stability. So it can be that both sides are holding on, is what I'm getting here, is both sides are kind of holding on to it could be a point of view, it could be holding on to what in their life feels secure to them. And when you do that, you kind of you can kind of stagnate progression, and you can feel like you're going through some sort of loss. But it's just definitely indicating here in a pattern on the card that both sides, like the feminine and the masculine, could be in a kind of a stagnated fear pattern that's going on, holding on to their own sense of security, their own sense of stability. But we see that Ace of Pentacles in the center. So what's truly between them is a blessing. Ace of Pentacles, for me, is all about a blessing. So what the energy that really stands between them is that security of the turtle. Even though things could be moving slow because of the Four of Swords energy that we saw in the first card, there is truly a blessing between the two. So do keep that in mind. This is all the things that they can see high above you can't see down here. And they brought it out very beautifully within the patterns of the card. So the next one is something to do for yourself this week, and we have the Queen of Wands, which we love to see the Wands and the King and the Queen come out in a love and relationship reading for the Twin Flame community. And not the reading, it doesn't necessarily have to be all about the Twin Flame community, but when I see this card or the King of Wands, it can be that energies. And what to do for yourself, and it says passions. So this card is all about, of course, connecting to your passions. It's also for me about being very confident, being very strong, but yielding it with compassion as well. It's that fiery energy, and it's that strength of the for me it represents like the fire signs and Leo, and for me that's all about strength and courage as well. So it's being in those energies of what that represents. So this is something to do for yourself this week. And I see the seahorse, and the seahorse represents being grounded, but also being flexible. So being a bit flexible, and it also represents family. So really focusing on family, your family life, your own passions, and being very confident and very strong and fiery is what is going to serve you the best for yourself this week. And it is definitely showing the feminine energy. This is going to be important for the feminine energy this week. So a secret you do not know. This is the Angel Whisperer, secret you do not know. We have the Sun. So I feel a few things from this. Straight away, I feel that the solar eclipse energy has affected both the masculine and the feminine within the twin flame relationship. So if you find yourself in one of those relationships, it's definitely indicating that solar eclipse has affected both. And as again, it could have come from what we started with the Seven of Swords, feeling like you've at a loss, and the pain has come up to be healed in a pattern that is going on within the relationship, and on the journey, and then it creates stagnation, and then ultimately that resting period for it to be healed again. So it's like a pattern. So I definitely feel that first and foremost when I see this, and they're indicating it has affected both the masculine and the feminine. For the majority, this is going to be running in a majority of those that are viewing it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be affecting all, so don't take that in that way or plant a seed of it going to happen, because it's not necessarily true. Ultimately, another thing that they're seeing this is a whisper secret you do not know, is that there is going to be happiness return. It then feels like the Six of Cups to me, where we see the masculine and the feminine sharing that positivity, sharing that that life force energy yet again. So movement coming forward when the sun comes out, things improve, and there's all that positive energy. So they're definitely showing this to me in a little bit of both directions. So that is a secret, a whisper from the angels. Something coming towards the end of the week or soon in your partnership, and we have conflict. So we started with feeling of a loss, so a conflict coming up again. And I'm going to pull one more because I don't like to leave the reading on a bad note, but they are definitely showing change with the number 5. It's all about change. So it can simply mean there's going to be a change come to any conflicts that some may find themselves in relationships this week. And do keep in mind, again, this is the mind, this is the swords, and it represents our thoughts. So they're easily, you have a choice of what you focus on, really focus on. And for me, it's all about looking at joy, looking at the sun, looking at that positivity. So things may heat up again from what I'm seeing. There's a necessity to be very compassionate, but be very courageous, be very strong and compassionate in your position. And what I'm getting, things may heat up again. There may be some conflict ahead for those that are viewing. But again, not all. And do keep that in mind this week. And I'm really seeing this as a pattern again, and they're showing the Three of Swords in the center. So it's that energy of what the Three of Swords represents, and it represents both. It represents the pains that can be caused and brought to the surface for healing, and it also, for me, represents the Trinity, the masculine, the feminine, the higher self, and any other Trinity that you may see within it. But it also represents the heart of the matter, unconditional love. It gives me the Immaculate Heart type of energy in the other aspect, because energies are going all around. So there's both sides to that. When we look at the Three of Swords, it's not simply about pain, but the reason behind it. And then we see the two aces instead of like the Two of Swords. I see 2 aces in this card, and so it's both coming with new ideas, new ideals coming forward. Which, when it happens, it can cause new things. New things can be challenging. It can cause a bit of that pain to come up again. So that's how I'm kind of seeing the pattern in this card. So watching for that. I'm going to pull one more, see where we're going with this, and we have potential. So the Seven of Pentacles is seeing the potential in the situation, and it's all about long-term, longevity, things, growing, and like an investment type of energy where you invest, whatever you've invested is growing for you. But having and needing patience. Again, we see the turtle coming up here. Working on things to bring in balance. When I see the pattern, you see the Three of Pentacles in the center, and the Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration, teamwork, and then the Two of Pentacles is that bringing in that balance, needing to balance things on both sides. So working that energies through, but ultimately showing potential. So I feel that things may come up again because of the thoughts in the beginning with the loss and the way the Four of Pentacles were showing each side holding on, the masculine and the feminine holding on to something. But the reality is that it is a true blessing between the two. So really very interesting messages for this week's love reading, and how it came out with my beautiful new deck. I absolutely love it. So I will return with my angel reading for the week, and I'm sending everyone angel blessings, oceans of love, and happy full moon eclipse in Libra.